Hey everyone, it's
your girl,
Radnat, and today I'd like to do something a little bit different. See, normally I talk about video games because it's sort of a passion of mine, as you can see. Some of you may not know this about me, but I am Canadian, and I live in Canada. Canada! Yay! Now, thanks to a lot of popular internet reviews, Canada has recently gained a reputation for our weird PSAs. Now, I grew up with these, so honestly they never seemed that weird to me. I was just used to them. In fact, they're downright nostalgic. So I'd like to take an opportunity to take a look at some of them. Some of them are super familiar to me, some of them I may have missed, others I may have forgotten, but I'd like to offer my Canadian perspective to justify some of them. So let's take a look at those weird commercial type things jammed between episodes of Sticking Around and Freaky Stories. Let's look at weird Canadian PSAs.
real mature Bradley. Hey, Scradley.
Hi, kids.
So I want to start with one that's sort of become infamous. Everyone outside of Canada seems to have really started picking on this one, calling it weird and creepy, and Canadians such as myself are confused by this attitude.
Don't you put it in your mouth. Don't you put it in your mouth. Don't you stuff it in your face. Don't stuff it in your face. Though it might look good to eat. Though it might look good to eat. And it might look good to taste. And it might look good to taste.
Every Canadian kid close to my age grew up with this, and it's such an earworm that without hearing it for years, we can all sing this perfectly, word for word.
Real ick. Don't you put it in your mouth. If you ate somebody else's medicine, some bad food, or some poison, you could get very sick.
Non-Canadians started calling this PSA creepy, and I can't figure out why. The puppets? I mean, our main puppets look a little ratty, but certainly no worse than anything on Sesame Street or the Muppets.
Till you ask someone you love. That's right, sis.
It can't be the awesome minor character puppets.
Eat like a muffin or a beet.
Like a muffin or a beet.
Yeah, the muffin or the beet. Well, there's no muffin, but it can't be the beet.
Like a muffin or a beet.
Not the beet.
Hey, what am I doing? I don't even like beets. Then don't put it in your mouth.
And this Aslan-looking bench is downright sagely.
Always ask someone you love before you put anything in your mouth.
I'm not sure what anyone could find creepy about these wholesome puppets singing about putting things in your mouth. Y'all are nasty.
Alright, taking things far, far away from that train of thought. Have you seen the full version of this PSA? Because even I hadn't.
You should always ask someone you love if it's okay. Okay, I love you. Can I eat the guitar? No, but you can help me sing a song.
This girl's got impeccable comedic timing. These two play off each other like, gosh dang, Abbott and Costello.
Okay.
Third base! Take it easy.
This PSA is great, and the song's a real Canadian banger.
Don't you put it in your mouth. Don't you put it in your mouth. Don't you stuff it in your face. Don't stuff it in your face. Though it might look good to...
Honestly, it's a fairly good message for small kids. I mean, a child's earliest instinct to learn what things are is to put them in their mouth. So a catchy little song saying, "Think before you do that," isn't a bad idea.
Always ask someone you love before you put anything in your mouth.
Here's another one that most Canadians my age know nearly off by heart, called What's Your Thing?
What's your thing?
Actually, when I was putting this list together, I posted a thing on Facebook asking if any of my Canadian friends could think of any PSAs I might have missed, and everyone suggested this one. But you knew I had this one right off the bat. What you kidding, huh? Yo, this kid rocking out at the start gonna wind up in 10-second epic. That's a Canadian band that I'm sure no one besides me remembers. But everyone especially remembers the Sound Effects Kid.
My thing's sound effects. Here's a T-Rex.
I think my favorite is the Amazing Aiden.
Mom! Mom! Aiden cut me in half again!
And this stone guy on the bus is blown away by this dude's sick tuba solo. Holy heck, dude. This little guy's blowing that tuba and blowing my mind. This is a pretty good one, honestly. It's pretty entertaining with a good message that kinda always stuck with me.
Nobody's good at everything. Everybody's good at something. What's your thing?
This PSA has a really solid message. I mean, you might not be good at everything, but everyone has at least one thing they're good at. I mean, I may be terrible at the most basic of things, but at least I'm funny, right? Alright. Please?
It's nighttime in a kitchen just like yours. All is quiet. Or is it? The North American house hippo is found throughout Canada and the eastern United States.
Here's another legendary one, the house hippo. This one isn't as funny, but is definitely very weird.
House hippos are very timid creatures and are rarely seen, but they will defend their territory if provoked. They come out at night to search for food, water, and materials for their nests. The favorite foods of the house hippo are chips, raisins, and the crumbs from peanut butter on toast. They build their nests in bedroom closets, using lost mittens, dryer lint, and bits of string. The nests have to be very soft and warm. House hippos sleep about 16 hours a day.
I do have a really funny story about this one. You see, this one pretty accurately mimics another PSA type thing that Canada has called Hinterland Who's Who.
There was a time when beaver lodges like this one, and the busy beavers that build them, had almost disappeared from Canada.
Little shorts that would tell you about Canadian animals and environments and just nature stuff.
Has been reintroduced into many areas, and it's made a successful comeback.
I think it's because of it mimicking those style of commercials. I actually had a number of friends tell me that they were fooled by this and briefly thought house hippos were a real thing.
That looked really real, but you knew it couldn't be true, didn't you? That's why it's good to think about what you're watching on TV and ask questions, kind of like you just did. A message from Concerned Children's Advertisers.
Despite the end of it basically saying, boy, that sure looked real, but I mean, obviously it's not, right? I guess the wording could be a little easy to misconstrue. Either way, this one is truly legendary in Canada, and no one would let me live it down if I forgot to talk about it.
Defend their territory if provoked.
The crack cocaine spider figured building webs was for suckers, waited till the caffeine spider was exhausted, then came up behind it and pocked a cap in its ass. Nice web, Mr. Crack Spider.
You gotta balance food and activity, working together, the body electricity. Let's start with the food, get your body load. You gobble it up and send it on the road. The food gets to its destination.
You
gotta balance food and activity, working together, the body electricity.
Next up, we have Astar from Planet Danger, which is probably the coolest one on this list. It's the scene of a strange robot flipping and stunting around on a planet that is totally bonkers and looks like something from Reboot.
Reboot!
Buzzsaws, crushers, explosions, and just non-stop pain at every second. This bot doesn't have a second to breathe until finally...
I am Astar, a robot from Planet Danger. I can put my arm back on. You can't. So play safe.
Also, don't sneak into secret, dangerous facilities of crushing and stuff. That's a good... Don't do that. Overall, this is a pretty good message for kids. Be safe around dangerous stuff. But I gotta say, wow, is this planet nuts! Seriously, Planet Danger is no joke. I mean, you have buzzsaws bursting through walls, random hallways filled with lightning, blades, and crushers. There's more crushers, swinging, sparking wires that totally stay there when the camera cuts. Heh. And more buzzsaws! Is this how the whole planet is? I guess with a name like Planet Danger, it'd have to be. There was also an 80s version of this that was before my time, with special effects that looked like something out of early Doctor Who. The danger on this Planet Danger is a lot more densely packed. Less open space, more tightly packed blades. It's like they're on the inside of an electric razor.
I am Astar, a robot. I can put my arm back on. You can't. So play safe.
All jokes aside, honestly, this is a pretty nice piece of practical effects with some good messages of, hey, see all these sick flips and stuff? Wow, does this robot look cool? Anyway, don't do this, cause you'll prob die.
Hey, you ever thought about taking drugs?
Who's been drawing dicks?
Time for another one that was before my time, but too weird not to talk about.
Hey, you ever thought about taking drugs?
I don't know. Well, I never really thought about it.
Think hard.
Hey bud, there's gotta be a better way to hold all your drugs than just a big handful of assorted drugs. Like, some of those needles gotta be jabbing things.
The first hit's free, but you find me when you need more.
And this pixie stick looking thing is falling right through your fingers, my dude.
The choice is yours.
What do you think? Nah, this jerk's not worth the time.
I mean, a simple no thank you would have done it. Probably the more polite Canadian thing to do. Anyways.
A message from Concerned Children's Advertisers.
Oh! The drug dealer was actually a demon? Maybe?
You know who I am. Snake.
This is like the Canadian version of that snake one from the PSA. I mean, the PSA. This is like the Canadian version of that snake one from the USA.
But hey, do I look like the kind of guy that would do that to a kid like you? Yes!
So that was a look at some classic Canadian PSAs. And are they as weird as everyone says? Yeah, probably. Let me know in the comments below if there's any PSAs I forgot that I should have talked about, or if there's any kind of like Canadian TV shows or content you'd like me to talk about. Just comment it down there. I read every comment. I'm not joking. Do it. Do it. Also share this video around, tell your friends and stuff. I love you. Alright. It's your girl Radnat. Peace. That's not gonna be my outro.
Don't you put it in your mouth. Don't you put it in your mouth. Don't you stuff it in your face. Don't stuff it in your face. Though it might look good to eat. Though it might look good to eat. And it might look good to taste. And it might look good to taste. You could get sick. Yuck.